Hi guys, it's Wendy here from Wendy Wise Beauty. Hope you are all doing well. I still have rain and more rain here, so I will be spending the day filming. Today I will be talking to you guys about this latest release from LATTAFA called Petra. It is said to draw inspiration from Quattro Pizzi, which I do have here. It is one of my favorite perfumes from XERJOFF. Also, I have seen talk about Mussamam White. So I am going to give you guys a detailed review, pros and cons, and the works about Petra. First of all, I would just like to start with this beautiful packaging. Guys, look at this bottle. This is so gorgeous. This raised bottom, also with this type of ceramic detailing. This, I think it's glass, it is not ceramic. LATTAFA normally has, a bit of out there bottles, some beautiful bottles, but they really outdid themselves with this one because it looks very posh, very expensive. Before I get really into the details, I would just like to say, Petra, the batch code, it is May of 2025. So this is, you can say, a virgin new perfume. Of course, when I got Petra, I ripped into it right when the DHL delivered the package to me. But I actually waited 3 more days prior to doing the review, wearing it to see, how it reacts, letting it settle. When I tried this, right when I got it, it was extremely thin and all I got was really a very strong boozy note and vanilla. The next day I put it into full day wear. It had composed itself from the shipping journey. On the 3rd day, the perfume started to resemble more. I would say it started having the likeness of Quattro Pizzi, and this rum note that I got blasted with on the 1st day, it had reduced somewhat. If you were to sniff this perfume right when you got it in the post and to do a review the same day, it would most likely be something negative. So I will review Petra, and while I am doing this scent, I will let you guys know the differences in the different stages. Petra has notes of plum and rum in the top. The heart, it is tuberose and coconut, and the base, it's vanilla, praline and musk. They do share some similar notes, but not many. Petra, it does draw inspiration from Quattro Pizzi. However, there is a LATTAFA twist in here. Petra opens with a boozy note followed by the sweetness of stone fruit. The plum in the opening, due to the rum note, it does not come off as fruity plum. It is more stone fruit, and this is slightly laced with a very faint hint of greenness. There has to be some other notes in here which faintly mimics the greenness in Quattro Pizzi. The boozy note in the opening of Quattro Pizzi, it is not as pronounced as it is in Petra. Quattro Pizzi has a very green opening and it's laced with rum and some spice. It is very different, green, bold. It is not the most inviting of openings. I find the opening of Petra to be a bit easier on the nose, Quattro Pizzi, it is extremely complex, and the perfume, it needs a lot of time to open. The Davana note is on show with its green balsamic properties, and in Petra, the opening, it is more the rum. The heart of both perfumes is tuberose and coconut. Petra, the coconut comes out a bit more. There is a bit of florals in the background, but the coconut, I do get this note at this time a bit more. The tuberose note, it comes out a little bit more in Quattro Pizzi, but this perfume also does not have a very strong floral note because the green notes are so strong. The opening, it's different. When the perfume, it's in the middle, I see the biggest similarity between Quattro Pizzi and Petra. It is in the base of the perfume really where Quattro Pizzi and Petra, they really move in different directions, they diverge. The biggest difference that I find, it is the hay note in Quattro Pizzi, which we do not have in Petra. The base of Petra, it is vanilla, a creamy vanilla with praline and musk. This slight green note that I am able to find, it is faint, but it is also there. I think it is either there is another note in the perfume which is not listed, or the properties of the praline note which is being used, it is a type of praline note where it is sweet balsamic as opposed to sweet and chocolate. There is no chocolate in Petra, and also the base to my nose, it is vanilla with rum laced with a bit, you can say, of floral tropical accords. The base of Quattro Pizzi, the bed on which the perfume is laid, it is hay. The hay in Quattro Pizzi, it gives the perfume a creamy, grassy base, and this is still laced with some booziness and the warm, herbaceous sweetness of the tobacco leaf. There is no real smoke in Quattro Pizzi. I'm smelling myself, after hours of having applied both perfumes. There is Quattro Pizzi in Petra. I would say it is about 50%. The base of the perfumes, they are very different. I do get the hint of greenness in Petra. The balance of tuberose and coconut, it is there. However, they are not the same perfume. Quattro Pizzi, it has a lot more green in the opening and throughout the life of the fragrance, and this hay accord, this hay note, which is not in Petra. If you are expecting to get a very closely inspired Quattro Pizzi in Petra, I think you will be disappointed. With that said, guys, Petra, it is a beautiful perfume, a twist, a take on Quattro Pizzi, and I love it. LATTAFA has given us their own version of the scent. Petra, it is not simple, it's a beautiful perfume, not as complex as Quattro Pizzi, but it is still a very well composed perfume. I am smelling both of them and I am very happy I bought this. You have to keep in mind, this perfume, it is only a month old. I expect it will change over time and it will become more potent. I would love it if this ghost green note, if it does become stronger and it would resemble, you know, Quattro Pizzi a bit more. Petra, it is an easier to wear, more playful take on Quattro Pizzi. This perfume, when it came out, it was either people loved it or they hated it because many expected to get a tropical style perfume. I love it, and I also love Petra due to the fact that they are different. We all have so many tropical florals in our collection. These two perfumes, they are very different. I also find this one to be same as Quattro Pizzi, a bit more on the classier side of things, full bottle worthy. And if for anything, guys, even if you do not like the perfume, this beautiful bottle, it is worth having. Petra already has very good projection. The lasting power, it is already quite good. I do expect this to only get better with time. I can wear it now, I will wear it, and I think on a hot sunny day, this will be marvelous. I will not take a lot of time with the comparison to Mussamam White. I love Mussamam White. This is a lot more floral, a lot more tropical. The coconut note in here, it is a lot stronger. But why I love this perfume so much, it is a floral. However, there is a very strong sandalwood base. A beautiful, silky, expensive, fragrant sandalwood, you know, which really adds structure and it keeps the perfume, you know, from being too floral, too bold in a negative way. This is not one to sleep on. If you have not tried Mussamam White, it's gorgeous. And also I wear this in winter because the sandalwood, it is so pronounced in here. I do not see any big comparison in here to Petra because this has a lot of sandalwood. I think maybe the bit of tuberose and the coconut. They are both phenomenal, beautiful perfumes, and having one or the other, it will not be redundant in your collection. I also do not see Petra and Quattro Pizzi as being redundant. I love, want, and will wear both of these perfumes. I will keep coming back on Petra to let you guys know the changes, you know, as it matures in a life after maceration. I mean, will it ever get to being 70-80% Quattro Pizzi? I do not think so. A bit more greenness could come out because I think there is a ghost note in here, but the hay note, I do not think so. They are getting the creaminess from the vanilla. In here, vanilla mixed with a little bit of musk. This is my take on Petra. As you can see, I am very happy with it. For those of you guys who have this already, please let me know your thoughts, and thank you for watching. Have a lovely weekend and hope to see you again soon on my channel. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. Tschüss!